Welcome back to Slumber Party,
Welcome back.
episode 5.
Episode 5. Crazy.
It's been a couple weeks, so sorry about that. And it's officially November,
Yay.
which I'm excited about. Also, seeing everyone's Halloween costumes after Halloween, I'm like, how did I not think of that?
What did you dress up as again?
I dressed up as French Kiss.
Yeah. Can you explain?
Like, I dressed French with, like, a beret and an ascot and a skirt and loafers and did, like, Kiss the Band face makeup.
Nice. That's cute. Yeah, I didn't have a costume this year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's okay. That was it. That was, like, a last minute, no purchase necessary except for the blackface make.
what other, like, costumes did you see that you were like,
Well,
why didn't I think of that?
I just keep seeing them on TikTok.
Like,
of
what?
all these cute.
I'm just curious.
Well, I'm
if
not
there was
giving away
one
my ideas for next year.
For me, I'm like, well, I guess I would get inspiration for next year.
And so I started writing them down in my notes.
Oh, okay. That's smart. Yeah, because I'm really always bad with Halloween costumes.
Duo or group costumes if I have a group, solo costumes, and then costume if I ever get a boyfriend. So, because I think couples costumes are cute, but I can never do them.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang it.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Anyways, it's finally November, thank God.
I know. Exciting.
And it's finally getting cooler. We're wearing sweaters.
Yeah, right now, currently, if you're watching, we are wearing sweaters. Not much.
Mine's
changed.
a thin sweater, though.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Mine too.
Anyway, do you want to talk about the tweet you saw?
Yeah, so I saw this tweet, and it was like a survey ranking of, like, the worst first date places or spots ranked by women. And I just had, like, a lot of thoughts about it. And I know you have the list pulled up.
Yeah, let me get it.
So, I just wanted to go through it because
there's 28 of them.
Okay, we don't have to go through every
No, we
single
don't have
one,
to.
but obviously, number 1.
Number 1 is Cheesecake Factory. Insane. Why?
Okay, so this is what I think. And, like, I want to keep in mind with all of these, it's, like, first dates, which is such a big difference of, like, just going on a date.
That's true.
Like, because I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll go on a date to Cheesecake Factory, like, with my current boyfriend or whatever. Like, we've definitely done that. But a first date, I'm like, the menu is so long. I'm already nervous. I don't know, like, I don't know what to get.
Remember when we were at...
There's so many appetizers to discuss.
Yeah.
Like, there's just too many things. The menu's like 40 pages long.
We went to Cheesecake Factory, and we were sitting next to the people on a date.
Yeah.
And I remember I hear the guy go, do you like pot stickers? I was like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe that is rough.
The range of things to choose from is just so much.
That's true. I just feel like because I go to Cheesecake Factory so often that it's like I would already know what I want, that I wouldn't even have to decide.
Yeah, there's definitely, like, you could get around it, like, look up the menu beforehand. But, like, also Cheesecake Factory is, like, expensive. Like, it's a chain, but it's still, like, a nice, price-wise, it's up there.
Right.
So it's, like, it's not cheap. Like, oh, I'm taking you to Cheesecake Factory.
Like the aesthetic is great also.
Yeah, it definitely gives, like, goofy vibes, though. So you would have to be just the right type of people to enjoy that on a first date.
I wouldn't mind. I get my Thai lettuce wraps.
I don't know. I guess I haven't, like, been on that many.
And a Shirley Temple, like, something
dates.
about being in Cheesecake Factory, like, I have to order either a Sprite or Shirley Temple. Like, that is the place to order that.
Really? I like, always just get water, I think.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I was always
soda girl.
Like that.
Yeah, you were.
Like, even as a kid, and, like, our parents, like, let us get a soda at a restaurant.
I feel like we've talked about this before.
We have, I think. But I would only order water.
Yeah, no,
I kind of regret
always
that now,
getting a Sprite.
Okay, what's next?
To me, Sprite is, like, restaurant soda. And Rupert is, like, my fun, like, at home and fast food soda.
I just only like root beer. I don't like any other soda.
I like Sprite.
So,
and I like Coke. But that wouldn't ever
I
be an
would
option, but I
drink
would
the
drink
other
it.
ones. Like, it wouldn't be like, ooh, it's disgusting, I can't touch it. But I wouldn't prefer it.
Mm.
Anyway.
Okay, I'll tell you the top five.
Okay.
Cheesecake Factory, number two, Applebee's, number three, Chili's, number four, Chipotle, number five, Olive Garden.
Yeah. All chains. All of them are chains.
I don't have anything against chains. They're chains for a reason.
I guess I get for like a first date. I
Yeah,
do.
if
I
I
get
went
for
to
a
Chili's,
first
I would
date.
be so excited.
Chili's, I would be excited because I love Chili's.
Yeah, and you get a margarita of the month. You get your three for me, or your triple dipper. I would
Yeah.
be so
A triple
satisfied.
dipper for sure.
I would be so satisfied. But that's just
Yeah.
me. I'm just not like other girls or whatever.
I
I'm
don't
like
think
so
I've even
chill.
ever been on like a dinner first date. Like, I really don't.
I've never been on a first date.
Period.
So maybe I can't speak on this.
Actually, I have, but it was like I have actually been on a dinner first date, but it was already like, but it was hardly a first date because I already like knew the person. It wasn't like, oh, we like matched and then like we went on a first date, you know?
Yeah.
So like if it was like that, where it's like the first time I'm ever like meeting this person or like one on one or something.
Looking at
Never a
this
dinner
list
date.
is crazy because the gym is 15 and church is 16. And neither of those are above Cheesecake Factory.
No, the gym is actually horrible.
The
I don't
gym
want to.
is number one worst first date. What do you
Ew, a
mean?
first date, or like if people are like, ooh, like going on a run.
What do you mean?
together?
You'd rather go to the gym than to Cheesecake Factory on a first date?
That a gym is not a date. A gym is not a date.
Yeah, I don't know. It says the gym on here, and then church.
I would literally never do that. Church, I think I like knew of someone who went on a church first date. You just have to be very religious.
To me, like a lot of these, I'm like it should be flipped like the opposite way.
Yeah.
Like,
well, Chili's, I was
down
like,
low, like number 20 is family functions. I'm like that needs to be higher.
really? I don't mind. I don't
For a
mind
first
that.
date? For a first date? I like
I don't
family
know.
functions with a significant other, but for a
I
first
think it
date,
could kind of be like silly and fun.
no.
I don't know. I wouldn't be
No,
like
if
super
I
against
started
it. If it was
dating-
like a big family function, not like a intimate family function, maybe.
either or.
Like, I don't know. Like, I think it could be kind of like silly and fun. Like, you could kind of be like, this is crazy that I'm here. Like, and then it's just like,
I don't know. I would like really have to like the person for that to happen.
yeah.
Like if it was like with someone like
It answers a lot of questions on the first date.
I know, but also I don't think sometimes you can judge people based off their family.
No, not completely, but maybe like how they interact with like other people, family.
Yeah. The movies is number 6.
I have done a movie date before, first date.
And
Well, it didn't go anywhere after that, but it wasn't
Yeah.
the movie's fault. Actually, maybe it was.
Do you know
because
what movie it
Star
was?
Wars. It was
Oh.
Star Wars Rogue One, and I've had never seen any Star Wars movies ever in my life. Like, I only knew like Luke, I am your father. Like, that's like all I knew
Yeah.
about Star Wars. And it was horrible. My butt was numb. I feel like it was even before like
Recliner chairs.
it was before the recliner chairs for sure. It was the comfy chairs, but they didn't recline.
Yeah.
So like it was like not the worst, but it wasn't good. And I can't remember if he like tried to hold my hand or not.
Ooh.
I can't remember. But I just remember I was so uncomfortable. The movie was so boring, and then we went to Sonic after.
I
and just-
agree with movie dates because it's like, yeah, you're not talking. That's a whole like point of a first date is get to know each other.
Yeah.
And during a movie, you just cannot talk.
Yeah, it's more of like, I don't know, maybe do you feel like it can get you like comfortable in someone's presence first? Or would that just be like a first date?
No,
it's
I think I would be more uncomfortable if we weren't talking.
Oh,
Because it would just be
yeah.
like silence, and then you're like,
yeah.
I don't know anything about this person.
What's like an ideal first date? Like if you were just to choose like what would be an ideal first date? Like just a basic.
I don't know. Like,
Would you want to do like dinner? Would you just want to do like drinks, like at the bar?
I would do either of those, or like get coffee or
Yeah.
something. Something with maybe I wouldn't do dinner because it's like not as easy of an exit
Yeah.
because you have to like
You
finish
have
the
to.
meal and like
You could exit. It
I
would be really
could.
bold and
I
like
could exit.
crazy,
I'm
but
like,
you
actually,
definitely could.
I have to leave right now.
You could.
But like with coffee, it's like, okay, you can finish your coffee quick and then be like, oh, okay, let's go.
Hmm.
Like, or as quick or as slow as you feel.
Yeah.
But I
I
don't
mean,
know. I really think it depends on the person, but I'm just imagining like I don't know this person at all.
but do you feel like I feel like you can conversate. I think for me, first dates are like so easy
Yeah, you say that.
because you have you know nothing about, well, maybe know nothing about this person, I guess, like if they're just a random person that you met, like you just have so much to talk about. Like you
Yeah.
could just there's so much to
Yeah,
talk
and you
about.
get to talk about yourself.
I love
And everyone
that.
does love
Oh,
that.
I love talking about myself.
Like no matter what, everyone does love talking about themselves.
Yeah, we definitely, I know we talked about this before, but the people of the internet haven't heard it. And I just feel like
Hmm.
I like lead people on accidentally. Just not even lead people on is the right word, but like give people the wrong impression on a
Yeah.
first date because like I can just conversate so easily with someone like one on one, especially when I don't know anything because that's
Yeah,
just like
that's true. I do like
such like a
asking
deep well of
questions.
information that you can like exchange when you just don't know someone.
Yeah.
So that's like I just like can conversate one on one, and then after like then I would have like literally 4 hour first dates, and one of
Yeah.
them was at a coffee place, and we literally were there until the coffee place closed. And it was like 4 hours long, and then he like texted me after, like, had a great time, da, da, da. And then I was like, I'm so sorry, like, I'm really not feeling it. Like, immediately. And I was like, because I got home, and like, my roommates were like, how'd it go? How'd it go? And I was like, nah. I was like, I don't think,
That's
like,
crazy because I
there
would
should
have
be a
made
second
some
date.
excuse like, or just been like,
I don't
okay, like,
know. I don't
you ready
know.
to go? How do you even stop?
I don't even
Like,
know if I was like in the moment, like, this is horrible, this is awful. I think I'm just like, we're just chatting. I just know I don't like them.
I don't know if I'm that good at like conversating like that.
No, you could. I think one on one. Like I'm not super good in like a big group, but like one on one,
No,
I'm
I feel like I
pretty.
might be better in a group.
Really? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe you're
I
just
don't
good at
know.
both.
I don't know about that. Especially, I guess if you don't know them, like I would just ask questions to fill the awkward space,
Exactly.
which that is easy. But it just to me, I'm like, if I don't like them, I just don't like them.
Mm. No, that's
I
understandable.
just can't. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I would feel so bad rejecting people. Like that is so hard. It's so hard.
Yeah.
At all the time, like my friends just help me like write the text, like literally have to send it for me. Like press send because I'm like I feel just horrible, but
Hmm.
and yeah, especially after having like so really long dates and then being like, no,
That is.
never
They're like,
mind.
wow, I talked to her for so long. She probably
Yeah.
really likes me. No, no, you were just there
Yeah.
for my social battery.
I think actually I did ghost someone like once. I feel bad about that.
Ghost.
Yeah, but we never had any in-person dates. So like I never met him in person.
Oh, it was just like an online.
It was
Like,
just like I think we matched on like one of the dating apps.
yeah.
And then like we're Snapchatting, which
Oh.
hate Snapchat. I hate Snapchat. I
Snapchat
think
is
we're
the
maybe texting
worst.
too, but like also had Snapchat.
I would hate when people like the first thing they would ask for is Snapchat, and I'm like, okay, actually, I'm never
Ew.
talking to you again.
Snapchat's so bad. Like
People's first form of communication is Snapchat. Like that being someone's first form of communication is
like you got a
crazy.
snap? No, I don't. No, I don't have a snap.
I don't
Actually,
get it. I don't get it.
no, I hate it. I'm like, if you don't want to give someone your number, I guess I can get that. But I think the next natural thing would be like Instagram, like DMs or something. Because you could
Yeah,
like block someone, you can like
that's
really
true.
easily like if you
Yeah,
didn't want to give out
Snapchat,
your
I'm just
number.
like, that
But
is so. I
Snapchat
can't.
is definitely not like I only Snapchat you and my boyfriend. That's like literally it. And that's not even that's rare. Like that's rare when it happens. Like
Yeah.
I don't use it ever, and like I
I,
would
I
never
do
use it.
use Snapchat, but I'm not going to use it as my first form of communication.
Yeah.
Like, especially because I'm like, I don't check Snapchat as often. So I'm like, when I'm texting people, like, about something that is like for urgency, I'm like, I'm not going to Snapchat them.
No, definitely
I'm
not.
going to text.
Yeah, I hate
But I do have
Snapchat
a
for
couple friends
those
that
things.
like Snapchat, so
Like doing like
I have to be
oh.
on that.
Oh,
You know who you are.
you're so in demand. You're like, I have to be on the app because
I do because then I like don't talk to my friends.
wow, that's wild. I guess that's like
But like
makes
we do
sense.
have
It's
like
kind of like
Instagram and stuff, but like yeah.
I get that. I guess I get that. Snapchat is more of like a non-committal form of talking. Like you don't have to have like a whole conversation.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't
just
have
like,
to
hey, I'm alive. I'm here.
uh-huh. But yeah, I he asked to like FaceTime once, and I did not
No.
want to FaceTime
No.
because I'm like I barely know you, and I also like really hate FaceTiming. I'm just not a FaceTimer.
Oh god, that's so
And
awkward.
I was like, no, I think I like made an excuse, and I was like, I really wish like in that moment, like
Mhm.
this was years ago, but in that moment I was like, I really wish I could be that girl, like that doesn't care girl, like, oh yeah, like we'll FaceTime, like I'm so chill and cool.
No.
But I was like,
FaceTiming is
I
not chill and
literally,
cool. It's really annoying. I hate
but I
it.
literally made up an excuse, and I was like, I'm not sorry. And then I ghosted him, and I feel bad. That's the only person I've ever ghosted. But if
I
I'm
don't
like
think you should feel
actually,
bad for a man like that.
if I'm like actually going on a date, like a physical date with someone, and like really have like that sort of thing, then then I would send a be formal about it. I don't support ghosting. I just had that one moment.
Ghost by Dolly Alderton. Did you read that book?
Yeah, I actually love that book.
Yeah, that is crazy how that book like
Wait, I love that book, but then also like remind me what happens.
so
Why can't
spoiler alert.
because
So
I think I'm mixing it up with
it's like
another one that she wrote or similar.
it's like when she like starts dating that guy, he ghosted her, then he comes back into her life,
yeah, and then,
and then dated, and then ghosted her again.
I actually have. You gave me your copy of that book.
Yeah.
I actually do love that book. Oh, I'm gonna reread that.
Yeah. Which is so it's so frustrating.
Yeah, that is so.
I'm like getting ghosted by the same person.
And
twice.
he
You're
just
like,
seemed so perfect, like
right.
and like all that, and then he just
ghosted.
I don't
twice.
understand how you can like ghost someone that like just like people will ghost sometimes will ghost full relationships. I'm like, how can you do that? Like that guy in that book.
Yeah.
I just like don't understand that at all.
No, I have
That's
too
crazy.
much of like a
it's way less bad to just reject someone than to
No,
do
I
that.
know, because then
And
it's like
easier,
when
and,
you
like,
ghost, it's like they have no answers at all. Like I'd rather someone just be
Mhm.
like, I do not like you anymore. Like just tell it straight out. And it's like, why are you so afraid of that? Like, if you're gonna ghost, you obviously know you're not gonna see them again, so just say it and then not say them again.
Yeah,
You
and
know
then
what I mean?
maybe like after it's like if they're really like still contacting you and reaching out, I think you'd be more justified being like no contact because I
Yeah.
already told you what I wanted.
Yeah.
Like I think it's up to each relationship how you handle a breakup, but I think once you're broken up and you've made it clear that you're broken up, then it's like okay.
Yeah.
Were you looking at more of the list?
Let me see. Yeah. Coffee dates is number 18.
I don't think a coffee day is bad.
No.
But
But it's one of the 28 worst ones.
I think maybe some like I feel this way too. Like it's nice to be like wined and dined on a first date or like to be impressed. And I never went on first dates when I was like old enough to like be impressed by things.
True.
So like I feel like maybe some like older women would be like, I don't want to go on a stupid coffee date.
That's true.
Where
That's true.
like
They
where
want it
you're
to be,
like paying
nice.
like $6 max
I
for
could
like a
see
coffee. So I'm like maybe
I could
they
see
like
that. But that's what I like to do. Like
older women want to be wined and dined, and I'm like maybe like my like 20-year-old self didn't care about that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, just sure,
I totally
coffee's
get that.
fine.
And maybe that's why they don't like these chain restaurants.
Yeah.
And
'cause
I
it's
could
not.
understand that, but me and my 22-year-old self, I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah. I just think I'm like, what's the age range of like who they surveyed?
True.
Because if the majority is like, even like I would say like above 25, you would kind of expect. Like if you're dating in your age range,
Yeah.
You would think, like, at that
Yeah.
point, like, spend a little bit more
Yeah.
money on me or something, like, or, like, if
Yeah.
you're just taking people on coffee dates, I'd be like, how many dates do you go on? Like, how many first dates do you go on? Because
True.
you're doing coffee dates. It's, like, the cheapest date. Do you know what I mean?
Right. How do you feel about a date when you like go on a drive?
Um, like,
Like
you're going somewhere
let's take a
far
drive.
or just going on a
Well,
drive?
I'm
Like, you're getting to a destination or that's
well,
just part
number
of it?
22 is somewhere that requires a long drive, but then I was thinking, oh, but some dates people just are like, "Oh, do you just want to like drive around?"
I've never heard of that.
Yes, that's the
Just drive
thing.
Yes. around?
Yes.
Just drive around town?
I don't know.
I
Just go
think
on a drive
no. I
like
don't need. I can just be not like I can just be sedentary. Like I don't need to be moving. Also, I think like if it's a first date and you don't know them well at all, like I don't want to be in a like car with someone. Like I mean, if we're meeting somewhere, I'm like okay, and it's far away, but it's like somewhere cute,
it's hard because I'm like, is it someone you've never met before? Or
or
is it a
like
first date of like someone you have
you kind of know.
yeah, like maybe like a friend
A
turned
mutual
into
friend,
a
yeah.
mutual friend
Like, is
or
this a
like
complete
friends to
stranger?
lovers like vibe.
Yeah,
Like
that
what is
changes
it?
everything.
It really does.
That
I'm like
does change everything. A
because if I
stranger,
like knew this
it's so
person,
different.
I wouldn't like care like that.
Yeah.
But when it's if it's like a dating app like meetup
I feel
date.
like we should assume it's like strangers
Oh.
first date. I feel like that's when you can get
Yeah.
into like if we
Yeah.
just keep it there, then it's easier because
Yeah.
it's so nuanced with the rest of it.
That's true.
But in my opinion, like I probably don't want to go on a long drive with a stranger on the first date.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that like I would go out even with someone that I didn't like trust, but you just never know.
No. It's scary.
You never know.
Yeah.
It's easier to just like be in public and like meet there.
Yeah.
And
I'm never having them pick me up.
yeah, no, and then
At
they like
all.
know your house.
Yeah, no. And I'm never going to their house.
Yeah, the first dates that I had that were like with strangers, we always just like met somewhere and then we left separately like to our
Yeah.
own places or whatever. So, but I guess different with first dates if like people already knew
Yeah.
or knew to an extent.
Yeah.
Through mutual friends. What other ones were on the list?
Well, your house was number 7.
Yeah, house. Yeah, no.
There's Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, IHOP, Denny's.
Oh, I remember Chipotle was up there,
Number 4.
which I agree with that one because
Why,
that's like
why
not.
is that higher than some
That's
others?
like for me, Chipotle is like fast food,
Yeah,
like
but
not a
I'm surprised that they
restaurant.
didn't put that in any fast food chain, like in that category. Like, why is Chipotle like
I don't
a
know. That is
separate?
weird. Well, maybe they did have like other fast food restaurants. They just didn't make it.
Maybe, but there's a category that says number 8 is any fast
Oh,
food chain.
that's weird. Do they consider Chipotle not fast food? Because I consider Chipotle fast food.
I would consider that fast food as well. But is it because it like doesn't have a drive-through or something?
No, no.
Because like Subway's not on here.
Hmm.
Maybe that's a good day. I don't know how they categorize this, but
But as for not first dates, I would probably do any of those.
yeah.
Like I would, it just yeah.
Except for the
would say
gym and church.
oh, except for the gym and church. Yeah,
And then
gym
like
is not a date.
Starbucks is number 17 and then coffee dates is number 18. I'm like, is that not the same thing?
I would say a coffee date is above Starbucks because Starbucks, I'm like, again, maybe it's the chain aspect, but if you're taking me on a coffee date, it's like I want to go somewhere like.
See, I don't like
cute.
hate chains like that. Like
I don't
other
hate
like
chains, but
are like a chain restaurant is the worst out of all the restaurants. I would say that Cheesecake Factory is better than like some random restaurant maybe. I don't know. Like I just like what's the difference?
mm-hmm.
But maybe it's just because it's not nice enough for people.
yeah, but also like I said, like Cheesecake Factory is pretty like steep. Like it's not cheap.
I can't believe that's number 1.
It's not cheap like Chili's or Olive Garden.
It's just crazy that that's number 1 when it's competing with the gym.
Well, there was that TikTok. well,
Yeah.
there was that TikTok of the girl that like refused to get out of the car because her like date took her to Cheesecake Factory. Did you see that? And she's like, no, he took me to Cheesecake Factory. And
Oh my
she like wouldn't get
God.
out of the car.
I'm sorry. I would be getting out of that car and running in.
Yeah, also I feel like if someone like took me like that, I wouldn't refuse. Like if I even was like, "Oh, I don't know about this, like I still wouldn't be like, I'm not going on this date. I'm like,
I mean,
I would just be
good
like,
for her, I
we'll
guess.
still go on the date. Like,
She knows what she wants.
it's wild to me that they didn't like discuss beforehand. Like, you didn't discuss where you were going
Yeah.
beforehand. Like, he was just
It
picking
was
you
a
up and taking you
surprise.
out. I
Like,
guess maybe it was a surprise. And it was Cheesecake Factory. And she was
no,
like,
if a
no,
first
I'm
date, they're
not
like, it's a surprise. I'm not showing up.
going.
Because then that means they have to, like, pick you up. Okay, how do you feel about bowling? That's number 23.
I don't think that's horrible. I don't think it's
Yeah.
horrible. It's like an activity.
Yeah.
It's like it's engaging and like it's like some maybe if you do have a hard time like like being one on one with someone like and that's just not
Yeah.
comfortable. It's like that's why I'm like movies.
But
It's
how do
like
I tell
way.
how do I tell the person that I want the bumpers up?
I think that's like that would be cute. Like oh she's quirky.
Oh, well, like I don't know how
Like
to bowl actually.
can
I've
you
never
teach
been
me?
bowling in my life. I need the bumpers.
Can you teach me? Can you like
Please.
guide my
How do
hands?
I where do I what are these holes for?
Yeah, no, anyway,
Can
I
I
think
get
I
the
can give
thing
you
that can I get the thing
like
that like for the kids where it like
yeah.
puts it down
See,
like
that's
that?
no fun. That's like you didn't do anything. Only if you're a
That's
kid.
crossing the line.
Yeah, only if you're a kid is that okay.
No,
But I think like if you're not as good with one-on-one, it's maybe nice to have an activity. So it's like something to break the
yeah.
ice or like something to talk about if you're not talking about like
Yeah. I do
anything
feel like it would be
else.
a little bit awkward bowling with
Bowling
someone you
is
didn't know.
I don't can I just talk about
And
bowling
with
for a
just two
second? Just
people,
specifically
it
about
would be
bowling.
awkward.
I don't like how bowling is set up where you're like sharing like a seating area with another group because I
Oh
feel
yeah, if
so
your group isn't
awkward.
big enough. Yeah.
I feel so awkward and then you're like walking back or you're doing it and I feel like everyone's watching me, like all these people I don't know are watching me.
I know they do need to set that up better. Like
I just
if
don't
you don't
like
have a big
it.
group, yeah, and I always want to be on the end, not on like
Yeah,
in the
well one
middle.
time I like went bowling and it was just like me and one other person and then a huge like group of like people was on the
Oh
other
my
side and they
God.
were like so cool looking and like they were probably like mid 20s and they all looked like alt and like hip and I was like no like I feel so awkward like I
Yeah.
hate this right now like it was rough.
Yeah, when I went to California for my friend's birthday, and there was four of us in the group, and like we went for one night. We were like, let's go bowling. We get into the place, all the lights are on.
Oh no.
It's like nighttime, and like the lights are on. It's like when you're in
Like why is it
when
like
you're bowling at nighttime, it should be like dark and
with
like
like the neon?
yeah, fun like
Yeah.
vibe. The lights were on. Red flag. I'm like, I'm sunburnt from being at the beach. My face is so red, and the lights are on. The overhead
The
lights are on.
LEDs.
Yes. And then we were like with these four other people on the other side, and they were definitely like younger than us. Like I don't know if they were teenagers or if they were like freshmen in college. Like they were definitely young, but they like knew the guy there. Like they seemed to be regulars. They were very like outgoing, like almost like annoyingly. And when we were they were there before we got there. We got there, we started typing in our names, and we crashed the computer. And like it was also the computer for their game.
Oh.
And so
Yeah.
it like wiped it all out. Like it turned off, and we were like, and then they were like, oh, just call Jim over. He'll come help. And I was like,
Oh, well, at least they weren't like annoyed.
no, they were not annoyed, but it was embarrassing for us. But it was fun to like people watch them because they
But,
were
like,
very interesting group.
If it was like me and a group of four, I would feel a lot more safety with the numbers. Like just
Yeah.
me and one other person, I'm like,
No, that's why I'm like
I don't
bowling. It
feel-
would be kind of like awkward when it was just
yeah,
if it's just the
I
two
guess
of you.
so.
Like,
I don't know
I
about.
feel like
yeah.
more bowling
I'm
is
just
more
saying,
of like a group date thing.
I wouldn't do it on a first date, but I could see the
No.
appeal.
Yeah. Do you think mini golf is better?
Yeah, because you can be more like you're not. Because I'm not being watched by some people close to me. Like I feel like you can create distance between like strangers, and then you can
Yeah.
have some alone time, and then like it's also like friendly competition.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
So I think mini golf is okay.
Me too.
I
Me
have
too.
not gone mini golfing in like so long.
Me neither.
Can't remember the last
Years
time.
probably.
Can't
Yeah,
remember
I don't
the
know what
last
else would be like another game thing like that, where like Dave and Buster's.
I'm not an arcade person.
I would do it, but not on a first date.
Ugh, I wish that like arcades more like there were more arcades where you just like Disneyland where you just like buy a pass and then you have free access to everything. But it's like you have to have coins or like pay for every machine and like or ticket and I'm like this is annoying.
But I feel like you could
Why
get
does
a
that bother me?
pass.
I hate that.
I feel like you could get a pass and then I don't really remember how that works. I haven't been in so long either to that.
I'm not like a huge like arcade person. I feel like I don't like not like I don't like most of the games, but
Okay, what about number 28 is sports
mhm.
events.
I think that would be fun.
I think so too.
Yeah, that's why it's low
Because it's like
on the list.
you can have something to watch, but you can also talk. That's why I'm like, I think a movie could be a good idea if you were allowed to talk during the movie. Like, you could talk during the movie, but it's just not appropriate.
Drive-in theater.
Oh, yeah, that's too intimate for a first date.
Okay,
and you would have to be in the car with them.
Yeah, that's true.
But, like,
never mind. I was just thinking that's like a scenario that you can talk. Like, it's easier to talk.
Right, and watch something.
And watch.
Yeah, because I'm like, you have something to look out, people to watch. Like, I love people watching with other people. I think it's like fun. It's like a good conversation topic. And then you can talk to each other.
Yeah. I don't think I would, I was just thinking about like drinks at a bar. I like don't think I would do a first date like sitting at a bar top because I'm like the bartender would be like, right. If I was the bartender, like I'd be listening. I would be like, I just don't want to be perceived. Maybe that's my problem.
A bar for just drinks? A bar for just drinks is 26.
Because I don't want people watching me, and I feel so close bowling with
whenever
other
I hear someone, or whenever I go to a restaurant and I can tell that someone's on a first date,
you're like
I'm watching them and I'm listening.
Yeah, that was like what we were watching them.
And
we were, like,
yes, and I know other people are too. So it's like, when
and she was like holding her bag on her lap. Yeah, because they're at the high tops.
Yeah, we were right next to them, and he said, "Do you like pot stickers?" I don't know what she said, but
it's a really big menu.
It is.
It's huge.
That is. Sorry. And then you don't like know what the other person likes, so it's like you don't even know like what to get.
Right.
For like an appetizer. So we literally had to ask her if she liked pot stickers.
Right. There's too many options. Too stressful. And then like also I get nervous on a first date and I like can't eat. Like I'm too like I'm not hungry. Like no appetite. So I'll eat like a couple bites of something and then I'm like I try, but it's really hard like cuz I get so nervous. At least.
Yeah.
Like I have in the past.
Yeah.
But it's been a while. So I don't know. It's been a while since any first dates have happened. So
same. We'll see. I have nothing to judge it on. Just imagining.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, they're all gonna be awful no matter what.
No, I don't think first dates are that like should be bad. Just think about how I said it's like it's hard for them to be super awkward unless like I guess the other person is really awkward. But, like if you're just you don't know anything, so it's like just fun to get to know. It's like many things to talk about. But I guess if the other person is not as good at that.
And some people are not.
And some people aren't. I did go on like a picnic as a first date once.
How was that?
I didn't like it.
Why?
Again, I was there for like 4 hours.
Why didn't you
I didn't like it because I'm like, I don't like sitting on the ground, like being like in an uncomfortable and like you kind of keep readjusting yourself because you're not like in a seat. You're like, okay, now I'm crisscross.
That's true.
Now I'm like this. Like now my legs are out. Like
yeah.
Oh, like there's.
And you're like, I just want to lay down.
You get uncomfortable, and then it's like outside, and it's like, I don't remember. I think it was like not too hot, but I was wearing shorts, so it must have been like kind of warm, and then it's like wind, like just the elements, and I didn't like it.
I didn't even think about the sitting thing.
The
That's
sitting
just
was
so
the
true.
biggest
That's so
part of
true.
it.
Like I would want to like lay on my side or like lay on my stomach.
Yeah,
And
it
you're like,
just
"Ugh,
it was
that's
like
like
you just
awkward."
didn't know what I didn't know what position to be in.
Yeah,
I think
no.
like he eventually like kind of like laid on his side, like
Yeah.
like that, but I don't think I ever did that. Yeah, he was nice. He had his roommate. This was like I was like in college, like, and his roommate was like a beekeeper, and he brought me like a little. Or did I make that up? No. Well, his roommate was a beekeeper, but I'm trying to remember if he brought me honey. Oh, he brought honey because we made peanut butter and honey sandwiches. So he didn't give me honey, but we like used
He's like,
the
I
honey. He
got
was like,
this because
my
my
roommate's a
roommate.
beekeeper.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, that's a fun
wasn't
fact.
even about him though.
Right, I know. I
But
think
he
about
was
that sometimes, and
nice.
I'm like, I have fun facts about people that I know, people that I are in my life. Like they're cool, so let me tell you about them.
Oh yeah, I do that too.
I'm like, my sister this, my sister that, my
Oh,
sister
you think
did
I'm
that.
cool?
I wasn't talking about you as that sister. I was talking about Chelsea actually.
Dang. Wow.
No, I feel like for both you guys, I'm like my sister. You know, like with my coworkers, I'm like, oh, I'm like, what else is there to talk about? My sister and my cat, and
Mhm.
that's about it.
Right. Well, more will come up if you go on a first date.
My
I'm
niece.
sure. And nephew now.
Yeah, but I don't really.
There's
I
not
can't.
much to
Yeah,
say
but I love him. I love him.
yet.
But he's so cute. He's starting to smile.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you reading right now?
Well, I just finished a book today.
What'd you finish?
I finished The Kind Worth Killing
Oh, was
by
it good?
Peter Swanson. It was good. 3.5 stars.
Ooh, and you were
So,
really
like,
looking for it too.
it was, yeah, it was. It was good, but it wasn't like I've read better. You know what I mean? Like, it was
a
good.
thriller.
And, yeah, it was good. And it ended on a cliffhanger. And there's another book, so I'll probably read that eventually. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't bad. And actually, like, when I was looking at the reviews, like, people, like, really like it. Like, really love it. I thought it was, like, good, but maybe it's just not, I don't know. There was just books I've liked better that I would rank higher.
Yeah.
But it was still good, and it ended on a cliffhanger, which is fun. And I was like, and there was a lot of twists and turns. Like, there was a decent amount of twists. But yeah, I got through it really fast. And then since last time, I've like had a couple books.
It's so hard when I'm reading books because I'm like, should I compare it to other books or should I just rate it with how I felt about it?
I feel like it's just like both.
Yeah, I guess, but I'm just like,
Because
sometimes I'm like, oh no, it would be this, but like this book is better and I rated that lower. I start to like get like that a little
really?
bit.
I don't know. I think that really. I don't know. I think like with like 5 stars, like you have to hit some criteria for me to be there. And then if you're like, I'm like, well, no, it's like way worse than this specific book or something that I did rate 5, then I would be like, not a 5, 4.75.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
the worst part about Goodreads is that you can't do like half
Yeah.
stars or like quarter stars.
Mhm.
I'm like, why? Why is it
Sometimes
only
I
whole
just like
numbers?
round up or down. Like it just depends on the book.
Yeah, well, same. But I go on Storygraph to like
Yeah.
give that. But
Me
I don't really
too.
care that much about rankings.
I
just care that I read it.
Yeah. It's just for fun to like
Yeah.
rank it.
Mhm.
But that's what I read or what I was reading. What about you?
Yeah. Well, I'm currently still reading A Curse for True Love, which is that third book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series
Oh, yeah,
that came out. I just haven't been able to read it. I've been so busy with like work and everything. I'm just such an adult.
So
like I got
busy.
things to
Work.
do, work, and my social life and sleep. I slept for 12 hours last night, Abby.
Wow.
I have never slept for 12 hours. Actually, I have, but like not recently. I slept from like 10
Wait.
to 10.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, you did wake up late because I was like, she still hasn't texted me back.
Yes, I woke up at 9:53.
That's crazy.
And I was having a dream about I was like ice skating. It was like a crazy plot line, and it was actually good. My dream.
Whoa, I had nightmares last night.
Not
And I
me.
woke up from
I
one of
mean, mine
them.
was like a little bit like there was some drama in it that could be nightmarish.
I had a nightmare and you were in it. Well, you weren't in it, but you were in it, but I didn't see you.
My
I'm not going to
spirit was
explain the whole
there.
thing,
My spirit
but
was there.
basically, I think you, like, died.
Oh, I died. Okay.
And then I was crying. And I was, like, crying, sobbing, and then I woke up from it.
Did you wake up crying?
No.
Oh my God, have you ever done that?
Yes, but most of the time, I have woken up crying. I've also, like, sleep cried, where I, like, didn't know I cried.
Sometimes I wake up and after like I'm crying in the dream and I'm like this.
Yeah, most
Like
of the time I'm
crying.
not like actually crying, but I'm like making crying sounds. You know what I mean? Like I wake up and
Yeah.
I'm like making like whimpering. Like I'm whimpering, but no tears are coming out. But no tears.
Same. I had like a span of like a few months where I would like wake up from crying from dreams so often. And
Wow.
I remember I woke up crying from a dream one time, and it was because everyone forgot it was Mom's birthday. And I was crying in the dream, and I woke up and I was crying.
So bad.
I'm so empathetic.
Yeah, you're just an empath. What can you do?
I don't even know, like, that's the only one I can remember. Like, I definitely had done it before, like, to other dreams, but that one
I don't know.
specifically.
One time I was told that I was crying in my sleep. Well, I was at a camp, so it was like a room full of people. And I woke up and someone was like, "Hey, are you okay? Like, are you good?" And I was like, "Yeah, like I am." And she's like, "Oh, like I heard you crying last night."
That's
And I was like,
scary.
"What?" I was not crying last night. And she was like, "Yeah, like I thought you were in like my close friend there." She's like, "I thought you were in your friend's bed, like in bunk bed, like crying about something." And I was like, "Literally no." Like I was asleep. So that's like the only time that's ever happened, like where I was told like I was crying in my sleep. But that made sense because I was like at a camp for like multiple weeks. So I was like probably just like tired, and like when I'm tired and in a new environment, that's when my dreams are like the craziest.
Yeah.
So like, and my sleep talking is the craziest when I'm tired or in a new place.
Yeah.
So that made sense. But yeah, last night it was ambiguous. I don't really know if you died or not, but it was like,
Oh my God.
you probably did.
Oh my God.
And then I woke up from it, and it was hard to go back to sleep.
Oh, because you were just like, what if she died?
Yeah, and then I was thinking about it, and I was like, don't die. Because like I would be,
Don't
that
die.
would be really sad. Like I would be really tough.
I think about that for like everyone in my life. I'm like, well, what? And then I'm like, actually, I can't think about that because I shouldn't be thinking about that.
Yeah, but my second like dream started as a nightmare, but then it kind of ended like on a good note. And I had this little like, you know, like Edward Scissorhands, his hands, his scissor hands. Imagine like a little bird that is like scissor, like that is like made up of like Edward Scissorhands hands, like scissors and sharp and pointing and stuff. And it started out as my enemy, and then it ended as my friend.
Okay, wow. So I
don't know what happened.
Was like a porcupine?
No, it was like a little bird. Like it would perch on my hand. Like that's like the size of it. Is like it wasn't teeny tiny, but it was like, but it could like perch on me on my hand.
That's so sweet.
And it started out as like trying to attack me, and then I gained its trust.
Yeah.
And then we were like friends.
That sounds like something that would happen in real life.
And then it like loved me like a pet.
Yeah, that sounds like something that would
but it was
happen
like
to
this weird like scissor
you.
creature thing.
Yeah.
Like but it was cool because I think there was like some apocalyptic stuff happening because the whole family was in it at the beginning, and something bad was happening because we were like, stay together, stay together. And then Trevor would wander off, and we're like, where's Trevor? Where's Trevor? And then we'd be like, stay together, everybody. And then Dad would go somewhere, you know, like typical.
Like when someone says
like,
stay together,
we'd be like, where are you going? Like, where's Dad?
When someone says stay together, like, I'm not leaving.
No, I don't know. People kept wandering, like, we're going this way. Like, I'm like, no, we're not. Anyway,
I'm reading A Curse for True Love, and it's really starting to get good, so I'm like dying to get back to it, but I just haven't found time, and it sucks.
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's getting good, so I'm excited to finish it.
Nice. Are you watching anything? Or no?
No.
I'm
I
not
just watch
really.
YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not really watching anything either right now. I think there's like a new Selling Sunset season coming out this
Oh,
month.
really? Actually, I
Yeah.
would watch that.
So I'm really excited for that. I
Okay, I'll watch
think it's
that.
this month. I feel like I saw a Instagram post or something.
I know.
So,
I
don't know.
watched Bachelor in Paradise and Golden Bachelor with mom and dad, but
Mhm.
it's been a minute since we just can't find time when we're like all together at night to watch it.
Yeah, well, they finished Love Island, like the season they were watching, so that's really exciting because that is like, Lauren, it's like 60 episodes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And mom watched all of them, which I was like, wow, I never thought.
Yeah.
I never thought that would happen. But yeah, so I'm not really watching anything either.
I know what I'm listening to though.
What?
Well, I keep replaying all of the vault tracks for 1989 on repeat.
Okay.
On repeat.
Which one do you find in your head the most often?
God love sick when shades of my... Or God love...
Sick all over my bed.
What is it? God love struck when shades in my head.
Got love sick all over my bed.
Slut by Taylor Swift.
Really? Okay, that.
And Now That We Don't Talk are always in my head.
Okay, Now That We Don't Talk is the one that's always in my head.
Yeah.
Now that we don't talk,
I don't have to
like that.
I like acid.
Yeah, like that part all the time.
Yeah.
Now that we don't talk, like that just loops in my head.
Yeah.
But I do like Is It Over Now?
Me
obviously.
Too. But I just keep replaying them like over and over and over again. Like I go through 5 of them.
And then just repeat.
Again.
Yeah. I need to do that. I mean, I've listened to them a good amount. Mm-hmm. I would say I'm like least familiar with like Suburban Legends right now. But I like Suburban Legends.
That one's,
so yeah. I'm like,
it's hard because I'm like, I really like them all. So it is hard to rank because I'm like, well, they're all good. So
yeah, it's crazy because like when I first listened to them, I was looking at the lyric videos and it's just so different than just like listening to them.
It is.
And not like, I don't know, like not reading the lyrics at the same time. I'm like, it's just a different experience.
It is.
Because I think I focus too much on the lyrics when I'm like reading them instead of like the sound.
Oh.
And then it's
well, I feel like
I just don't know.
I'm glad that I know what she's saying.
But I do want to know what she's saying, yeah. But it was a different experience when I first listened to them like reading the lyrics at the same time versus listening to them like with no lyrics. I was like really like, oh, okay. Like, okay, this is what it sounds like.
Yeah, it is a different experience. For sure.
Yeah, I've been listening to those too. I feel like I've just been listening to a lot of 1989 now that it's like the most recent re-release.
I know. I just can't get away from those vault tracks. I don't even like listen to anything else. I just listen to those vault tracks.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I've been listening
Wildest Dreams.
Yeah, just those. I know. I need to watch AJ's video. I watched H.G. Hayes.
It's fun to watch like videos when she like really likes it. Like
no, nothing's worse than when she doesn't.
I'm like, oh my god, it's so bad when she doesn't like it. And it's like a song you like, and you're like, no, wait,
you're like,
give it a chance, give it a chance.
She's like, I'm gonna need more time with that one. She's like, that one's not my favorite on the album.
And she's like so like gentle about it.
And I like that she explains every song what it means after she listens to it. She's like, okay, this means when
I like
you're in a relationship and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, you know, she really liked I Know Places. And I was
like, yes.
I was like, give her a moment.
H.G. Hayes didn't like that one as much.
Yeah.
Did you watch his?
I did watch his. Well, I watched, not the vault tracks, just like before it came out. I watched his, so I don't know, like, this is my gripe with reactions is just like it's hard when you love the songs that they're reacting to and you just like they skip over lyrics.
You're like, no, listen to this part. I'm
like, you didn't listen to this part. You didn't hear this lyric. That is like the best lyric of the whole song. Like he skipped over, but he like was because you're reacting obviously, so you're not just sitting there listening to it. You're like saying stuff while you're listening to it, and he like talked over like the like. You're my best friend. And I was like, he talked over that part. He, like, when it started the bridge of You Are in Love, he was, like, started talking about, like, his wife, which, like, was that, but then he missed that part where it's
no, he didn't.
No. I swear he did.
He said,
because I thought.
And then that was about it.
Oh. I feel like he talked over it.
Oh. I just watched it yesterday.
Oh, okay. I just feel like I remember that, but Maybe I made it up.
I just don't think he said much about it.
Yeah, which is exactly still hurts. It still hurts. But yeah, but AJ liked like all of the songs, most of the
I
songs.
love it. I love it.
She and when with like the songs maybe she didn't like as much. She was just like it's really just because like these other songs are just so like hits. Like they're just so good. Like that it's hard.
And she listened to Taylor's version of it?
With the like vault tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't understand why H.G. Hayes doesn't just wait.
he probably just like wants to make more videos.
Maybe.
Views.
Maybe. But I'm like, I don't. This is gonna be the same thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I don't know if he's like separate 1989 and then like vault tracks.
Yeah,
And then he's
well, I
like
think he will,
Patreon
but
and then
yeah.
and you're like,
Twitch and whatever.
I don't know. But that's the hard thing about reaction videos because I'm like, no,
Yeah.
but like you don't get it. Like
Yeah.
you just don't get it. Or like
No.
or they start talking about what they think it's like about and you're like, no, that's just like not.
Yeah. Well, that's also I do like when he does it on Twitch because people in the comments will tell him what it is about. But yeah, when they're on their own, you're like, no, you missed that, but that's okay.
Yeah. That's the only thing. But it's not their fault. It's just me.
Yeah.
It's just me. But she liked I Know Places. She restarted it.
She was like, wait,
restart.
wait.
She was like, hold on.
Yeah. I think she does like a full reaction on Patreon.
Oh,
or
probably.
Something. Like no cuts.
Probably. I love
but
that.
I'm like,
I like a no cut.
Yeah.
But it's long.
Very long. Yeah. I'm just obsessed with those vault tracks right now.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm just gonna say my listening is also that.
Yeah.
1989. But like just all of it. I think. Like I'm just
so good.
It's
so
just
good.
yeah. It's just really flawless. Flawless
I
album.
Agree. I agree.
But yeah. So that's it.
Yeah. So that's that.
And that's that for episode 5.
5.
Yeah. Thanks for sticking with us through the brief hiatus.
Yeah.
The 1 week hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And follow us on Instagram.
Like,
and
subscribe.
and follow us on Instagram and TikTok and whatever else. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week.
Or hear you next week. Or what do you say when...
Tune in next week.
Tune in next week. Yeah, that's good. Okay, thanks for listening.
Right. Bye.
Bye.